I'm going to go ahead and introduce to you Rob Cole. Rob is going to talk to you about social media marketing, which is huge in our industry right now. He's been doing it like 20 years. He does websites, he builds websites, he coaches businesses on how to best utilize their social marketing. So, here you go, Rob. I'll switch over your
Thank you very much. Can we give a great big round of applause to Nancy Marsalis? That was a great talk that she gave. I learned a lot of great stuff about marketing that we can use. And just because we're switching over to social media marketing, the key word in that is marketing. So whatever works with your current marketing practice, you can take this over to the internet and apply the same methodologies and just take it to another level. Again, my name is Robert Cole. I'm with ShoreShot Web Design. I've been designing websites and social media marketing strategies for companies from Ethiopia, Romania, the United States, England, Netherlands, all over the place. And no matter where you are, the same sound practices still apply. So you can take this back to your hometown and implement these social media strategies, and they'll work just as well. So what I'm going to talk to you today is taking these marketing practices into the social media realm. I'm going to talk to you about an avatar. We'll get to about what an avatar is. It's a way to identify who your choice customer is. We're going to talk about choosing your social media marketing sites based on who your target customer is. Establishing some groundwork rules in setting up a social media site. We're going to review some of the most used social media sites here in the United States, and list some social media marketing tools that you can use to take your social media message to the next level. And we'll just go through some final thoughts at the end. So what is an avatar? An avatar is your perfect customer. When novelists write their books, they're often asked, what was your inspiration for writing? And they often say, I write for myself. I do my first draft for myself, and then I do revisions for the mass audience. And the reason why they write for themselves is because they know themselves best. They know their demographic, they know their interests, they know what they like, they don't like, they know what inspires them and what motivates them. So that's why they write for themselves first. Now, when you're advertising, sure, you can advertise to yourself, but that is only going to bring in one customer. What we want to do is we want to bring in more customers into the restaurant. So what we need to do is project ourselves onto this fictitious person called an avatar. And we're going to fill out this avatar just as we would want to know ourselves, know our friends. And once we have this fictitious person set up, then we can write our advertisement, the print advertising and social media advertising, to this person that we have in mind. And that person is going to read these messages and make a connection. They're going to say, oh, I feel like they're talking directly to me. And you are, because you know who they are, and you're touching on pinpoints of connecting with these people so that they can respond more to your ads. So how do we build an avatar? Well, we can go through some demographic information. We can talk about what age we want to bring into the restaurant, their weight, their race, their income level, education. Let's talk about the people that they bring into the restaurant as well. They might not dine alone, they might bring other people with them. So who is their family, their spouse? How many children do they typically have? Do they bring in their friends or their co-workers? And then we want to touch on activities that they do, so that when we write advertising, we bring in those activities, and that's another connection point for them. So take a look at this person's activities, their hobbies. What kind of car do they drive? What are their likes and their dislikes? Now, this is just a fictitious person, but as we create this character, what we're going to do is we're going to create touch points on real people who represent what this fictitious person is. So we'll take this another step further. We're going to round out who this avatar is. Let's give them a name. Let's write a bio of this avatar and fill out a story behind who this person is. And as you write this story, you're going to find even more ways to connect with your customers. Get a photo of the person so you know who they are. They're becoming real. Even though this is a fictitious person, they're becoming more real because you have more touch points with that person. You keep the avatar close to them, print out the bio and have them close to you on your computer, so as you're writing the ads, that you're writing to this person and they're right there with you. A good thing to note is to use a company called Evernote. So with Evernote, what you can do is you can write your notes on your computer, you can write them on your cell phone, on your tablet, and it gets uploaded and shared amongst all of your devices, so you keep all of your notes around with you. If you create your avatar using Evernote, you can make changes wherever you are, and those updates get shared with your laptop, your computer, every device that you have connected to Evernote. Okay, and so what I did was I created my avatar. I gave her a photo, and this text is a little small, so I'll read this out to you. Meet Tracy. She's a 38-year-old mother of two. She's a loan officer at the local credit union and has loved working there these past 9 years. She vicariously lives the dreams of the applicants who come to her for loans. She leaves work each day by 4, which gives her enough time to pick up Bridget, 14, from cross-country runs, and Tyler, 11, from soccer. Tracy met her husband, Jim, in college during microeconomics class. She has been happily married to him these past 16 years, despite questioning her relationship shortly after Tyler was born. On the weekends, she's in her Subaru Crosstrek, running the errands she didn't have time to do during the week. In the evenings, she makes her own amber jewelry, earrings, necklaces, and bracelets, and blogs about her creations. Tracy has some friends, mostly parents of Bridget's and Tyler's friends. When college friends come to visit her from time to time, she likes to showcase interesting activities with them while they are in town. She loves the texture of food in her hands when making home-cooked meals for her family, but sometimes she has neither the energy nor the inspiration to feed them. It is at these times that Jim and she take the family out for dinner. Now, you notice in this bio, I have touched on a lot of the demographic information in filling out the avatar. I've also written some stories about Tracy, about her family, and so in these advertising moments, we can bring in photos that represent Tracy's life. And as we represent Tracy's life, we're representing the customer's life as well. Let's choose our social media platform. There are over 250 social media platforms out there. Some are better in some markets, some are better in other markets. Some are big in China, in India, in Russia, the United States, Canada. Some are specific to gamers, some are specific to certain interests. So what we need to do is take a look at these social media platforms. I'm not going to go through all 250 of them here. And we'll take a look at the pros and cons of using some of these social media tools. Now, this isn't 250 icons up here. There's a lot less than that. So this just gives you some indication as to what is out there. And it's changing all the time. Back in April 1st of this year, a new app came out on the phone called Yo. On your phone, you can download this app. And what this does is it connects you with other people. You just fill out your phone number and you can send someone a yo and it gets their attention. But it does a little bit more than that. Besides getting that person's attention, you can put a little text, an instant message for them. And that can be some text, it can be a link. Why would you want to use that? On the surface, it just seems like a senseless tool. Why would you want to do that? Well, in the restaurant business, there are a lot of needs to get someone's attention. Say this is dinner time, and you've got a rush of people coming in, all your tables are full, and you've got a long line. A lot of restaurants use those buzzing discs with lights. Well, you can give that to them, but that's losing an opportunity of collecting contact information from your customers. Wouldn't it be better to get their phone number and say, if you've downloaded the Yo app, we can send you a Yo as soon as your table's ready. This gives them an incentive to downloading the Yo app, and it gives them incentive to giving you their phone number. And what we're going to talk about with social media is getting contact information from these people. So what we want to do is talk about social media accounts, and there are a lot of social media sites out there, over 250 of them. What we want to do is we want to just choose one social media account and do it well. You want to go gangbusters, or it won't work, just like what Nancy said. So if you choose one social media network, you work it, you develop a good following, and then after a while you can branch out and develop a second social media network. But you need to make sure that you're solid on the first social media network so you don't dilute yourself and distract yourself. When you set up this social media account, the first thing you want to do is check your security settings. With every social media account out there, you want to go through, there's either a gear icon or a lock or 3 lines, and you want to go through the profile and make sure that you understand the type of information that you're sharing, what you do want to share, and what you don't want to share. Things like LinkedIn, it's a social media site where you can share your work history and you can develop resumes. And as you're building out your profile, every single change gets sent out to all of your contacts. Now, as you're building up your resume, you don't want to pepper these people with all these changes as you're developing the site. So what I recommend with people setting up LinkedIn is to turn off that notification message while you're building up the site. And once you have your profile built the way you like it, then turn on the notification settings. So when you do want to broadcast people that you're making a change, this is an effective change that they would want to read. This applies to other social media networks out there as well. The next thing you do after checking your security settings is to fill out your profile completely. Go through every single field and fill it out. Fill out your name, phone, fax, address, all your contact information, the hours of operation, put in a tagline, put in the website to Max's Restaurant, put in a website to your local restaurant address. Put in photos of the restaurant, put in photos of your choice dishes, and write a description. These are all basic standard profile fields out there. If there's more, fill them out. The more complete your profile is, the better your audience will be able to find your information and know who you are. It'll also help the social media platform understand who you are. For Facebook, they track everything. They track every click that you do. They track every interaction that you have with your friends. So if there are photos or ads of chicken and people have clicked on it, Facebook knows this person has an affinity for chicken. They like chicken. So you want to capture those kinds of people and bring them to your Facebook site. And the only way you can do that is by filling out a good profile so that your profile matches their interests. Okay, some fundamentals of writing creative. The word creative is social media jargon. This is the posts that you make to your social media platform. It contains the text, photos, videos, links. Anything that you post there is your creative. When you're posting these items to your social media site, the natural thing you want to do is to post ads, post coupons, get people out there to come into your restaurant. But if you post these coupons all the time, then people are going to turn off. They need a break. So what we need to do is set up a 10 to 4 to 1 ratio of these ads. So we need to just slow down a little bit in the posting, and what we want to do is advertise the good times, advertise the good feeling, have 10 of those affirmations. Now these affirmations can be text-based, it can also be a feeling, the atmosphere of the steam rising out of the chicken as you break it open. These are ways to get people's juices flowing. If you slice a lemon, people can taste that lemon, even if the lemon isn't there. Just talking about slicing a lemon will make you salivate. That's the kind of effect that we want from the advertising in social media. And it isn't a hard sell. What this is getting people to feel good about the Max's brand. You want to intersperse these 10 affirmations with 4 informational ads. So remember Tracy, our avatar that I created? She works at a credit union. She's a business-minded lady, and so statistics are really going to appeal to her. So if we're writing to Tracy, what we want to do is write some information about the healthy choices that Max's restaurant has over other restaurants. We want to put in statistics about the calories, the nutritional benefits of these meals. And then finally we have the one hard sell, which we put in there. We've already had 14 other posts to get people's interest, and then here we hit them up with one coupon. And so that is a good mix where people feel that they aren't being hit again and again and again with advertising. What they're doing is you welcome them into the Max's social media page. You welcome them into the restaurant.
Would a product, like a picture shot of a product, a new product, is that informational? That's not hard to sell.
It could be an affirmation, but if you put text on the product and say fried chicken delivered to your table in 15 minutes, then that becomes more informational. So if you're writing statistics, then it becomes informational.
Question: the 10-4-1 ratio, is that applicable across all SMM platforms?
Yes. You.
Understanding was if it's Facebook, you can post 1 to 2 times a day.
No, you can post many more times than that on Facebook.
What I mean is, in terms of your audience has a Facebook account, for example, it's a restaurant account, you post more than an average people may turn off or click off unlike your page.
Well, the thing with Facebook is people don't get every single post that you send out. People tend to get 1% of the posts out there. They say on an average Facebook account, there's a potential 15,000 posts that you could read in a single day. And no one's going to be able to read 15,000 posts in a single day. So what they do is they take a look at your affiliations, the people that you communicate with, the likes that you have liked on other people's posts, the comments that you have made is an even stronger interaction with those other people. And those people that you interact with most are more likely, those posts are most likely going to enter your feed. So even if you are posting 14, 15 times a day, you aren't posting the 15 times to the same person because they aren't going to receive all of these the creative that you post there.
So should there be a limit of posts per day?
Yeah, for Facebook, if you do maybe 4 posts a day, that's okay. For Twitter, you want to post more actively. So Twitter is a more hyperactive, interactive social media site. So if you're going to choose Twitter as your main platform, you want to post 15, 20 times a day, because people only see about the top 5 tweets, and you want to make sure that your tweet is in there a reasonable number of times a day. because as time progresses, your tweet is going to drop down and down and down, and people aren't going to see it again. So you need to put in another ad. I'm going to show you some tools that can schedule these posts, so you don't have to be there all the time, posting all the time. What you can do is you can fill out a whole log of posts, and over time it's going to send them out. And there's some tools out there that once you run out of posts, what it can do is it can go back to your older posts and post those again. Up to the top here is track everything. This is what Facebook does. This is what they sell, is their ability to track everything. Google is the same way. They track everything. When you do searches on Google, they track your searches. They get a way to identify who you are so that they know you almost better than you know yourselves. They know the websites that you like to visit, the topics that interest you the best. And by tracking the social media, by tracking the advertising that you do, that way you get to know your customers a little better, and then you can identify people who like lumpias. And so when you have a special, you can target people who prefer lumpias and say, get a $20 dinner and your appetizers are free. And that's going to draw them in because you've made a connection with them that they can identify with. Post often, at least once a day, particularly with Facebook. 3, 4, 5 times is okay, because this is unlike email where people get these posts in their inbox. This is just showing up on their social media page, and it's time-based. So the longer time elapses, the further down your post goes. And so people are a little more receptive to posting more often than receiving email spam. Choose the best times for your audience. Depending on your customer base, they might respond better 1 hour before mealtime to these ads. So in tracking everything, you'll get to know how people respond to your ads, and you can time those ads better. We can use psychology in developing these ads. So with Tracy, we know that she's analytically minded. She has a good sense for money and finances. So what you can do is, out on the internet, you can take these Myers-Briggs personality tests. And what it does is it asks you a series of maybe 100 questions, and depending on how you answer, it's going to identify which areas that you respond to. Is this person introverted or extroverted? Are they intuitive or sensing? Are they feeling or thinking? Or are they perceiving or judging? Now, I took a Myers-Briggs test as Tracy, and I turned out to be introverted, intuitive, thinking, and judging. So I'm going to base my ads based on someone who is introverted, and getting them out into the restaurant, placing ads that speak to her intuition. She's a thinking person, so I'm going to treat her as a real person and make sure that I don't talk down to her in the ads. And she's judging, meaning that she has discerning tastes. So I'm going to structure my ads according to who that person is. And as I structure these ads, Tracy is going to walk through the door because I have reached out to her specifically. Okay, here are some great ways to use social media. Is to promote the social media page with contests and giveaways. You need to check with the terms of use on social media. A lot of times the social media says you cannot pay someone to give you a good review. You can't pay someone to interact with your ads. You can't pay them to like or comment on your ads. But you need to give someone an incentive to share your information. Most people share information that will either make them look really cool or that they think their friends will think is awesome. So besides creating ads like that, you need to give them an incentive into clicking on your ads, responding, interacting with your ads. And you can do that through contests and giveaways. You can say things like, you can place placards on the table and say, scan here and the waitress will tell you a knock-knock joke. And that way you can get some interaction with the server and the diners. It's a little fun, and they get an incentive. You can promote your page at your restaurant. The maitre d' podium, you can place placards there saying, review us on Yelp, review us on Foursquare, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. We want to post content that encourages people to act. If we want them to come in on off hours, then we can invite them in for happy hour specials. You can use hashtags in your posts to broaden your reach. What a hashtag is, it's a long link and it provides a feed of information related to a specific topic. So in my ad, if I place the word pound chicken in the text of that ad, if someone is searching on that social media site and is searching for chicken, what they're going to come back with is a page of every single post that has the tag chicken associated with it. And so that is a great way of broadening your reach, getting your social media message out to a wider audience. You have a great marketing team here. The ads are fantastic. So you guys are doing a great job there. You need to make sure that the ads that you're creating on social media fit the branding of Max. What you can do is, if you don't have the graphic design team in your staff, what you can do is you can provide the graphics and the text to someone on Fiverr.com, and for $5 that person will create an ad for you. You just provide them the source information and they'll come back with a great ad for $5. Reward your most faithful social media followers. So by tracking everybody, tracking people who are returning more often, then you can find what motivates them, what incentivizes them to come into your restaurant, and work on that to bring them in more. Are they bringing in friends? Are they bringing in 6 to 8 people with them for dinner? If so, then target ads to draw them in to encourage that activity in the future. So let's get some popular social media sites. Let's start off with Facebook. Facebook in December of 2012 had more hits than Google.com. Google didn't like that much, and so what they did was, after 2012, they boosted up their Google Plus social media platform to try and out Facebook. They're still number 2. But for search, they're the best. Okay. What Facebook does best is to identify who your customers are, so that you can interact with them throughout the day. 20% text on your ad, otherwise it won't show up. So it needs to be more graphically based than text based. If you have collages, it's going to get a greater response than posting single images. So if you're having some specials, a lunchtime special, you can place 4 dinners there instead of just 1, and people will respond to that a lot better. Color plays an important part of the advertisement. You notice on this slide deck, blue is a prominent color. There is a little green in there. Blue represents trust. It's tried and true blue. Green represents growth. This is new information here that's going to plant a seed in your mind, and it's going to grow. This is psychological impact that is helping you to respond to this information. And you can use color to invite people in and get them in a certain frame of mind. Max's logo is in red. A lot of restaurants use the color red. It's fun, it's inviting, it's energetic. Faces, people respond better to advertisement with faces. They respond well to food as well. So combining food and faces together, that's golden. We also want to talk about Facebook tracking pixel. What a tracking pixel is it works with an action that you want someone to take. So if you want someone to sign up for a newsletter, you create an ad and say, sign up for our newsletter. They go to that page, they fill out some information, you're gathering contact information from that person. Just a little bit of information at first. Their name, their phone number or email address, and then you let them in. Once they're in, they can fill out more information on their profile, fill it out, put in their address, put in more information about their children. But you first want to get them in the door, and the fewer questions you ask them, the better response rate you'll get. Now that they've signed up for the newsletter, you're on the thank you page, which says, thank you for signing up for our newsletter. What we do is we place a tracking pixel on that thank you page, because now we know they've gone through the activity of signing up for your newsletter. So now on Facebook, as you're creating the ads on Facebook, you're going to target people who have signed up for the newsletter, because we're going to say, give me the ads of people who have signed up for the newsletter. This is the tracking pixel, which is a piece of code on your thank you page that only registers when someone has signed up for your newsletter. And you can target specific ads to people who've signed up for their newsletter and give them special promotions for interacting with you that way. So here's how it looks. Let's start backwards. Whenever we're developing, or you get your developers there, you start from backwards. So this is the thank you page where the tracking pixel is. Stepping back from that, this is the page where you ask for their information, and then you can create ads on Facebook which says, here's a special offer just for our newsletter recipients. But there's a great interaction between Instagram and Facebook, and the great thing about Instagram is that you can stylize your photos. This Instagram is a photo-based medium, so what you want to do is post a lot of photos there, but they have these special filters where you can create your own brand based on the filter. Now, if you think of, on television, there's a Corona ad. It has this amber hue to it. The colors are on a certain side of the spectrum. There are certain visual images that, without any kind of words, you know you're watching a Corona ad. We can do the same thing with Max's. We can create an identifiable filter. And so all of the images that you post on Instagram, on print media, on social media, will have the same look and feel to it, so people can identify it just from a picture. They don't even need to see Max's name if you have a great job of creating that visual identification. Let's talk about Google. Google has purchased YouTube. They do great for searches, and they've reached out into the Facebook crowd and developed a social media platform there. What Google has promised to boost their social media side is to give people a boost up on their search engine optimization. This is when people run searches on Google, ads that are placed on Google Plus will be there immediately. Facebook, you have to wait at least 1 day for your information to show up on Google. So there's an incentive there to draw you into using Google Plus. Again, similar to Facebook AdWords, you can create Google AdWords. It works essentially the same way. The pricing structure is similar, and you get to target people similarly based on their activity on the web. Because when people log into Google Plus, when they log into YouTube, when they log into Facebook, they don't ever log out. So these applications out there are tracking everything that you do on the internet and finding out what your interests are. Yelp started out primarily as a restaurant review site. And this is a great place to go for placing your business presence on Yelp. And it's a great way for people to give feedback on Yelp and let other people know about their experience. Now, there are a couple of things about Yelp that you should know. They have a filter on their reviews, which hide a lot of the reviews from being shown on your page. And there's nothing you can do about getting those reviews to show up. It's just the way they work. They have a very aggressive filtering system. If you put reviews on Max's website, naturally they're going to be glowing reviews. People love the restaurant, as well they should, but there are going to be people who didn't like that experience as much as the advertising suggested they would. And that's cause for them to write a negative review, which is an opportunity for you to revisit those negative reviews and set the record straight in a positive way, providing people with expectations on what Max's Restaurant is all about. You're not necessarily writing to the person who posted the negative review. They've probably gone off and gone on to other web pages, but you're writing this for people who are visiting the page after you write it. So be sure when you're writing this response that it is positive, it puts Max in a great light. You don't want to be snarky or anything on the review, and this is an opportunity for you to set expectations on what people can expect from Max's Restaurant. Twitter is a hyper-social network. Millions of tweets are being posted, so every tweet that gets posted, people get notified about. Now, people have to be quick to read those tweets, because eventually those tweets are going to fall off the main page. But with their high interactivity, it creates better engagement for people. Now, Twitter has a 140 character limit with the amount of text that you can put in there. There are some ways around this. One thing is to post graphical content. You can post images, you can post video on Twitter, and you can get a bigger message across. Some people are posting Twitter books, and what this is a series of tweets numbered in a certain order. So as you post them in rapid succession, people can get a larger message. So you can post 1,000 characters if you put 10 posts immediately, one after another, numbered, so that people know the order to read those tweets. Tumblr has been called the anti-Facebook site. Remember what I told you about Facebook with filtering the posts that you receive? Tumblr doesn't do that. Tumblr uses the Twitter model, where you see the most recent posts, and if you want to scroll down, they have an infinite scroll, so you can scroll pages and pages down, so you can see the 15,000 posts that have been made to your wall in that period of time. Tumblr is also great for search engine optimization. So what you do with Tumblr is you aren't limited to any amount of characters, you aren't limited to graphics or videos or anything. You can post anything to it. And people typically post their blog information. So those informational articles can be posted to Tumblr and get a broader reach. If you post those hashtags, then you can hook into people who are searching for those key terms that your article is talking about. And you feel free to post 400 to 1,200 words in that article, and this will help drive people to the Max website, drive you to other social media sites, and eventually drive them to Max's Restaurant. So here's some social media tools. I just want to point out, there's a lot of information out here, but please, I'd recommend going to yammer.com. This is an internal Facebook site that you can do. If you go to yammer.com and set up an account, get the email addresses of everybody in here and invite. We just need one person to set up the Max's site on yammer.com, and then invite everybody through email to go onto this page. And what you can do, this is very similar to Facebook, where you can post ads, post your creative, and get everybody's response, so that you're posting within a supportive community to get your response first. And if that looks good, then you post it out on Facebook, you post it out on LinkedIn. This is a way to get everybody hooked in and in agreement. So thank you everybody for coming here. You just need to develop your social media marketing strategy, start slow and build it up, and as you branch out to other social media platforms, invite those people over to the other social media platforms. Thank you very much.
Again, one last note, if you want the full deck of slides of everything we've covered, just give us your business cards and we'll make sure we email it out to you. Okay? Thank you for having us. We've enjoyed it new and it's been fun.
Questions for him? Any other questions? Mark? Comments? Social media questions on Yelp? Comments? I know everyone would like to ask questions on Yelp.
Do you think it's I have a question very quickly. Is it a good investment to advertise in Yelp? Because they've been hounding me.
Yes, they offer this package of $350 per month, and what they do is they offer you advertisement where you can advertise not only on when people search for restaurants, but you can target your competitors. So if people are going to Live Kitchen's Yelp page, you put your ad up there and draw people away to get them to Max's restaurant. I just want to let you know there is an alternative to Yelp called Foursquare. So if you're targeting a younger audience, you might want to look at Foursquare, which does a similar sort of thing. They go more for the nightlife activity, which restaurants are certainly a part of.
As you can see, Rob has a tremendous knowledge of social media, and so as we send you the deck of pages and you give us the information, you know, if you need some help, you need some consultation help, he's available.